And while we've got the drill out, this is the bit that I am incredibly nervous about. I don't know anybody who's going to be particularly comfortable taking a drill to a $100,000 vehicle, but that's what we're going to do. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do, because if I break this, it's going to cost me a bomb, and I'm not yet monetized by YouTube. Please subscribe. This hurts me a lot.
You wanna get away, you better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
G'day campers, welcome back to 1010 Adventures, and today, about 6 months ago, I promised a video that we were going to install some more OCAM gear into the Prado. Well, today we're going to get onto it. We are going to be installing a set of the rear drawers. These are aluminium, so lightweight, and that's probably the main reason I actually chose them. Now, why has it taken me 6 months to get to this video? Well, being honest, it's taken them that long to get them to me. When I did the video back in November last year and said that I was going to be doing some more OCAM gear in the car, I'd actually already put the order in for the drawers. Paid for them in full. They cost me, I think, around about $2,000. At the moment, I think they're about $1,999, or if you want them with black fabric rather than grey, they're going to come in at about $350 more. Anyway, due to supply chain constraints and many other things, the drawers took 6 months to get to me. So today, finally, we're going to get them installed. Saying from the get-go, this is in no way a sponsored video. I paid full retail for the drawers. I'm not getting any kickbacks or sponsorship from OCAM, so I'm going to be completely honest with the review today. If these end up being no good, you're going to know about it. If they're okay, or they're good, I'm going to let you know that too. Anyway guys, let's get on with it. Let's go through some of the gear we're actually going to need to do this job. A couple of things you're going to need here. You're going to need a drill. You're going to need a trim removal tool. You are going to need a nutsert. Now the nutsert's going to be a bit more of a challenge for you. These range from, I think I found them online for about $60 or $70 from Amazon for a very inexpensive one, and they range all the way up to $3,000 or $4,000. That's probably one of the most difficult parts of this install. Fortunately, I happen to know somebody who does have one, and they've been kind enough to lend it to me for this job. Along with the nutsert, you are going to need a set of spanners. You're going to need a couple of 10mm sockets and spanners, and you are also going to need a 10mm drill bit. And then last of all, and most importantly, you need a Gary.
Individual Garys may vary. 1010 Adventures in no way warrants the performance or quality of your Gary.
So, Gary's a member of our 4x4 club. Gary also owns a Prado and is very interested to see how these go. So, Gary, thank you very much for joining me.
That's a
today,
pleasure.
mate.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, pleasure, mate. Always. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to rip the back seat out of the Prado. So probably the biggest part of this job is not so much assembling the drawers, but it's actually going to be taking the third row of seats out of the car. And for I think a number of you watching that are maybe wanting to put drawers in your vehicle but don't know how to take the drawers out, this is probably going to be the bit that you're most interested in. But do stick around for the drawers because I'm very keen to see how these go.
Me too.
Let's get cracking. Okay. To get the back seats out, this is going to be a bit of a job. Now apparently the first thing we want to do is remove bolts that are sitting under these little latch tie down points here. I'm hoping they're coming out on the camera up here. There's a little plastic caption here. This is why we need our trim removal tools. We're going to lift those up and undo the bolts. All sorts of different... There we go. Pops off like so, and in there you can see there is a 10mm bolt. So we're just demonstrating why we need a Gary. Despite the plethora of tools that I have, proving once again I'm not the handiest individual around, none of my tools are capable of budging these bolts. That says a lot about Toyota build quality. They're infirm. But Gary's going to go and grab another bunch of tools, see whether he's got a couple of bits that will help us out. So he's going to be probably about 15-20 minutes. We'll cut back to it in a minute. So now that that's out of the way, we're just going to get the tools put aside. And the next thing to do is to lift out the bottom cover. And once those bolts are out, this is supposed to just pop straight out, but we'll see. Yeah, just pops straight up. There we go. And you see on the underneath here, just these little blue catches, they just pop straight out. Pretty easy. And again, once you've done this, if you decide at some point you need to put them in or put this back together, you really don't like the drawers, easy to do. While I'm on that, I will also say very important factor with taking the third row or the 6th and 7th seats out of the back of your car. If you purchased your car with 7 seats in it, it is registered as a 7-seat vehicle, and for you to then trade this in or sell it privately with a roadworthy, you got to sell it with the seats. So I've seen on a few forums where people have done this job and they're trying to sell their third row seats to somebody that might have damaged the upholstery. Do not sell your seats. Put them in your garage somewhere. Cover them up with something to keep them safe. Do not sell them. You need to sell them with your vehicle. It's probably the most important bit of information I'm going to be able to give you in this video. Keep your back seats. Anyway, Gary's just come back, so we'll carry on with removing.
Oh, how did you get that out?
Easy. Just 2 pops. Right, just going to take these bolts out. So what we're doing is we're taking out these 3 bolts. I've already taken out this one in the middle and this one here on the edge, and this is going to allow us to take this whole back trim off. So let's get this last one out. Alright, now this should now just pop off. Now the recommendation for popping this bit off might be to get one of the pry bars out. So I'm going to grab a bit of a pry tool here. It's hopefully just going to help pop this off. And I really don't want to break this. The good news is that I don't need it again. There we go. Yep. Get it in, get it underneath. Nice, firm movement, and off it comes. Thank you, Gary. Let's go with the next 2 drill bits, these 2 here. Make sure we don't lose any of those. So I think we now need to pop these side panels off. Worried. Come off. Oh no, there we go. There we go. Those are a bit difficult to get out. It does feel when you're lifting them, it does actually feel like they're attached to the side of the vehicle. They're not. It's just these little hooks here. Just yeah, it takes a little bit of force, and you might feel a little bit uncomfortable doing it.
I don't, it's not my car.
Thanks, Gary. These just take the middle piece out, and you've got your seats exposed. For this next bit, you're going to need a little bit of extra reach on your drill. The bolts are a little bit tucked away, so I'm getting out a little bit of an extension. Oh, ow! That reefed. Ow! That hurt. So the front one I've done, but the back one I can't get to. It's.
Oh, where is it?
That one, just there. That one.
Oh, okay.
This is why you get a big, strong South African to help you. By big and strong, I should point out, I'm 5'11", and as you can see, I'm dwarfed by Gary.
Just as long as it's not strong smelling, eh? That was in front.
Yeah. I have a torque that one, I reckon. Oh, Jesus. Did not want to come out.
Didn't they?
So now that we've got all of the internal bolts out, just as a note, the two centre bolts are 14. We said 14 mil, didn't we? Yep. Yeah, two centre bolts are 14 mil, not 10 mil. They're the only only bolts in here that are not 10 mil, from what I can gather. The next thing we have to do, we've actually got to lift the seats back up. We're going to go into the inside of the car now, and much like we had to do with the locking latches on the back cover here, we're going to have to do the same thing at the front. So there's four of these spots. Last one here. Show you how you get that open. Gary puts every ounce of his strength into getting those on. Toyota have done an amazing job of putting this together, haven't they?
Yes, sure they have.
See if I've got the cojones to do this. What are you talking about? A little bit of a bicep curl was all good.
Yeah.
Let's get in there and get that out. And once these are out, we'll put the seat tops back down, close them back up. So don't need them open now. And we'll go around and drop the seats. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to put the seat tops back down. Crunch. Now apparently these should just lift out, but I want to do the left hand side one first. The reason being is that the key fob sensor is under the right seat, and I really do not want to risk pulling this towards me and accidentally damaging it. So they should just lift out. They should. But this feels like it's stuck on something. Yeah, that's definitely still got something attached. Yep, I can see.
Let's see some.
think we need to put, lift that up. We're going to pull the seat forward. And there's a way to pull the seat forward, which is that button there. Pull that tab up. Yep. Oh, bring it out. Yep, that's what I need, because in here is another 14mm bolt.
Yeah.
So where's that?
It's on the table.
Table. 14. Yes, it does. So all the seat bolts are 14s. Put all my weight into that one. Alright, pop the seat back. That's it. And then that can go down. And then
Take the bloody thing out your pocket, man.
there we go, look at that. Put that up there. And then
Hold on, let me come around.
that's it. Lift.
Yeah, that's into there.
That's it, so there, yep. Alright, now, this is probably the most difficult bit for some of you fellas out there watching this that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to ask your missus where she keeps the vacuum. Because if you've had your car for a couple of years like I have, it doesn't matter how clean you try and keep it, stuff will just work its way into underneath those seats. And I've got quite a little bit of grass down here, so... Hon, where's the vacuum? I think I got away with it. I found it, and she doesn't know I found it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is, on the top of the drawers, you'll see a series of Allen nuts, or Allen bolts. You've just got to take all of these out. I think there's about 12 of them, I think, or 10 of them that are going to come out. Take them out off both and take the top aside. So we're going to get going on that now. This is just to keep them in the drawer, so you don't lose it. And then you do exactly the same on this side. Just keep everything in the drawer, and then we take the drawers physically out of the unit. And that way we can access the frame so that we can start mounting them together. That's one drawer done. Let's get the second one. Alright, I think we're good. Next thing, if I've read the instructions correctly, and I have watched the OCAM video multiple times to make sure I don't get this bit wrong, but I do want to do this in a more thorough way, just to show you guys what you actually go through, as somebody who's not particularly mechanically competent. It's relatively easy, but it is taking us... We've been at it for about 2¼ hours so far, so it's a big job. Next thing is to get the bolts together to attach these together as one unit. Okay, so we've now just put the 6 bolts together to hold the 2 sides together. So you can see these. Where are we? One up here, here, and here, and then across opposite sides at each step. So we've got little nuts on the other sides, and that'll all fit together pretty easily. But before we tighten them up too much, the next thing we're going to do is take these 4 nuts off, and then install this over the top, and then we'll tighten everything up as we go, and we're going to do the same along the bottom. Let's do the top ones. see we've now fitted these cross beams. The whole unit's sitting together quite nicely. It's now just one whole piece. It's heavy, but I'll be honest, while it's heavy, it's definitely lighter than a steel set would be. Which is again why I bought these. They're I think the whole lot together weighs about 45 kilos. So if you're looking at, yeah, these are cheaper sets of drawers. They're definitely not the cheapest on the market, but if you look at something like King's drawers, yeah, sure, they're $400. They're steel. They weigh 90 kilos. That's 45 kilos of other weight you could be putting in your vehicle. And as Gary might tell you, heavy drawers are a bad thing if you don't have particularly if you don't have a GVM upgrade. Anyway, next step, the bit that I'm kind of dreading and the bit that I really am not. So one bit about this build that I'm not 100% on, as far as being a custom kit for this vehicle, and that's we've got to put some nutserts in, which means drilling into the vehicle. Most ready-made kits you don't have to drill. These ones you do. So look, we're gonna look into that now and show you how that works. Wish us luck. And, well, bit of a disappointment. Anyway, I'm going to get in touch with OCAM tomorrow, chase down this bit, find out what they've done. It definitely looks like they've given me the kit for the GX, not the GXL VX Kakadu model. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get this part, the nutserts that are appropriate for this. While we've got nutserts for the nutsert gun, I'm not going to drill out my car until I've got the right pieces. Basically, hang tight. We'll be back in half a second for you. It could be 6 months for us before we're back to finishing this job. Anyway, thanks Gary for your help today, mate.
It's a pleasure.
And
You sure I can't drill it?
yes, you can't drill it. Not until
I just want to drill it. Let's just drill it, man.
I don't want to make a rust point.
Fair enough.
Yeah, look, we'll be back in a minute, hopefully with the right parts for the car and an update on how much of a drama that was. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Keep watching. Well, guys, we're back, and it's been roughly 6 weeks since we were last filming this particular episode, but I finally have the bit that was missing. So this is the floor piece. This sits in the back of the car. I'll show you that in a second. This was the one piece that stopped the whole operation. Now I do have to be fair to OCAM. As soon as I made them aware that this part was missing, they were straight onto it. Basically said air freight it to me. Unfortunately, air freighting was not a 2-day exercise like we thought. It took about 4 weeks to get here. So after finally picking it up, I would say it took about, it was about almost exactly 4 weeks after I let them know that I picked it, that this was available to collect. Once I had it, then just a matter of finding time to get old mate Gary and get back into the work. So we're going to finish this off. Okay, so one other thing we just had to do, in here, you'll notice there's these little holes, and you'll see a little bit of thread hanging off. This is actually completely covered over, so we've just drilled the holes in here so that we're actually able to put the locking nuts through this into the back of the car. And while we've got the drill out, this is the bit that I'm incredibly nervous about. I don't know anybody who's going to be particularly comfortable taking a drill to a $100,000 vehicle, but that's what we're going to do. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do, because if I break this, it's going to cost me a bomb, and I'm not yet monetized by YouTube. Please subscribe. This hurts me a lot. Okay, so before we start drilling, this is where we need to get a rivet gun or a nutsert tool. Thank you, Gary. This is going to take this little nut here, and much like a rivet, it's going to compress where we can see these little rivet edges here. This is all going to compress down and bite into the steel. But unfortunately, to make this work, there are 2 holes in the back of the car here that need to be drilled out and made a little bit bigger.
It's not my car.
This hurts.
You sure it's that one?
It is that one. Let's just bring that back a bit. Alright, just before we start, let's just make sure. So as you can see, this is not going to fit in that hole. We've got to drill this out.
It wasn't that small, was it? Hold on. Here's another one.
Just drop that. Let's just make sure that fits.
Just calm.
That's going to fit.
Yep.
And that's going to fit.
That'll be fine.
Okay, that's the painful bit done. Gary has turned into God over here. As you can see, he's got a halo. So we're now going to apply the nutsert. Gary's going to do the first one.
No, you can.
Alright, so once we're in, pushing down and...
Lift it up.
there we go.
Can you fit it?
Yep. Oh, crikey. I think that if I've just already done that, it doesn't have to go any further.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's well and truly crimped in.
Well, that is, eh?
Look at that. So let's just get a bit of a close up of that in a sec. That's the
Gillette hole is bigger.
Get him, Gary! Now I can't find the other bits. Oh, they're right
Yeah, they are. Is that what you're looking for?
That's what's going to go in there, but no, not yet.
Yeah. I just want to make sure
the,
that's fine.
It's these ones.
Beautiful. That's nice and tight.
So, yeah, these are the ones that'll go in.
Yeah.
So that's going to fit in just nicely. Let's go again. So if you haven't seen a nutsert gun before, this is what they look like. There are different styles, but basically you screw on your riv nut here, all the way to the end. Make sure it's ready. And when you collapse it, you pull down on these 2 bits here, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to. I don't want to pull down here and collapse this before it's ready to go in. But it's just going to collapse this here. All right, let's drop this in. Put that screw down. Gary's going to put his hand on the middle for me and push it down. That's it. There we go. That was it.
I think what we could have done is also.
Okay, with that bit done, we're now going to take our bottom piece and attach it. God, that was painful. Now you notice with this, it's very important, you have a small cutout here. You don't need to cut anything here, but this is just so that when you get to putting it in, there is a cable that runs here, which I'll show you now. This cable here, this little cutout is going to sit over this here, so you don't damage your cable. As I say, it doesn't need to be cut out or anything, it's just going to sit over that nicely. Let's pop it in. Put that on. It just pops in like so. Okay, so you can see here it's completely flush along the edge. And in here, we've got a little drill hole that you can barely see. Nice and flush. As tight as I possibly can, because I really don't want that moving at all. That's not going anywhere, and then we'll just bump it around to the other side. Thank you, Gary. And screw that in as well. They're now sitting completely flush, so if you run your hand over it, you can't actually feel the nuts at all. You have to push down on them, so that's looking pretty good. All right, now that we're done with that bit, that's all right, Gary. That's not going anywhere. I'm going to drop the rear seats, and we're going to get ready to pop the main frame in. Okay, so next step is to get the drawers that we assembled, or the frame that we assembled last time. We're now going to try and get that in here. So that's like Gary. We'll go this side. Yep. Back a little further. So that middle bit there, like so.
It's lining up.
Alright, so I've had a bit of time to calm down now. This has still not been a very pleasant experience putting together, and we're still working on it. We've just come back from Mitre 10 and spent about $40 on bolts and bits and pieces. I have, while we're driving back, come to a bit of an epiphany. I think I know the reason why we're missing bits and why this is proving to be such a challenge. The original format of these drawers was you had one fridge slide and one non-fridge slide drawer. They're now producing these as two sets of... You've got a fridge slide on both sides, which I think is a good idea. It gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of ability to just change up what you're doing. What I think has happened is that in doing that, when I ordered these, and I first asked why I hadn't received them, because I'd been waiting 4.5 months at this point, I said, oh no, we only got two of the right-hand drawer. And I thought that was a bit weird, but anyway. The ongoing saga was that we think, no, we haven't actually got two right-hand drawers. The drawers are exactly the same. You just get two of them now. They've changed the way that we're doing it. We've changed the design, so you now get two fridge slides. Seems fair enough, but what I think has happened is they have actually received two right-hand drawers, and we've only got the mounting hardware for one drawer. So all of the bolts and things that we would have, the washers, the additional nuts, everything else, it would actually be in the packet of gear that came in the other drawer, which would also have included the foot piece that was missing. So I think in the way that they've changed things, the factory has obviously messed things up and isn't providing both sets of hardware and the footing for the that we were missing. So I'll be fair to OCAM in this sense that this may explain why there's a few bits and pieces missing, but I also want to point out that, look, the actual assembly guides and the way that this is put together, the instructions seem like they're missing half of them as well, which is why I also think this is part of the problem. Anyway, we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep battling through. I will still say that for something that's purpose-built for the Prado, it's not a great fit, or at least it's not a, it hasn't been an easy mission so far. So anyway, let's carry on.
I've got that one in. I just need to put the bump stop underneath there. I'm
Yep.
going to try this side here quickly.
All right, I'll go and simply get that bump stop under. Too tight, but
Has it caught?
yes, that's caught. All right, now we're going to do one more there and one more there. Yes. Oh, Jesus. Hey, boy. Yep. So I'm just zooming my camera in here. Let's See if we can get this. Yeah, let's lift. Okay, that one's in.
Weren't we supposed to put those brackets in first?
Oh, could you imagine if we did?
I reckon we do, eh?
No, that's. So that one.
Oh crap! I'm gonna have to take this apart again.
No. That's alright, that's solid, I think. But I'm not sure which.
Where does that?
What means that?
That comes on the side. What does this say? Side bracket, right hand side. Side bracket, right hand side.
So that's this one. Yep.
Side bracket, left hand side.
Yeah, that'll fit. And just there. Okay. You see?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there's no issues with that. And these are threaded as well. So it's just the screws just go straight through. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, just like that, and it'll be level. All right. No washers, I don't think.
Optional extra, hey?
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Put this upside down.
there it.
I put this upside down.
I'm supposed to do that.
Then it saves you. That's upside down.
It's upside down, he tells me.
That lettering's upside down.
It's upside down. Alright, so yeah, so these are going to sit like this.
How's that look? Is that in the middle?
Yeah, close enough. There's a hollow in these.
Yeah, see that hollow?
Yeah. And they get drilled into the tops of these. This is probably going to have an easier time. This is probably going to have a harder time than mine.
Does it? Because these are pretty thick, eh? Oh, mind you, yeah, you screw them in.
I believe, yes, we can. I think that's it. Yes, let's see. What hard, and that's just locking into that bit there. Okay, screw out. Beautiful. Let's get the tops on, and the job's done.
Oh, we still got to do the side cover.
Oh yeah, no, that's a different.
Stuff.
Oh, I'm not doing the electricals because I don't have any. All right.
Did I actually bring that up?
Yeah, we can bring a whole drawer side out.
We can do it out here.
Yeah, so that's going to come back to about there. Handle. Look at this.
I'm banned from using the phone. You know why? It gets all the butter.
We're almost there.
Oh, no, I'm allowed to use it.
Another rule for this, you have to keep your game. Alright, so these go on like so.
that.
There we go.
That hasn't clipped in either. There we go.
Left or right, it needs to go.
Beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
well. Now they're in. Let's get all the junk off it, because let's be fair. Now that they're in, they actually look quite good. Big question, I guess, at the end of the day is, will I consider more OCAM stuff as I continue to build this vehicle? And the answer is probably not. I'm happy with the drawers. I'm really happy with the awning. I'm really not happy with the instructions provided. And as a general rule, it's been hard yakka. I will give OCAM a big shout out as far as their communication during the whole waiting period for this. They've been very good as far as letting me know what's going on, letting me know where my parts were. I have had to do probably a little bit more following up myself than I think is reasonable. But to be fair to the guys at the store level, they have been really, really good. The customer service has been excellent. So look, overall, they are a good quality bit of kit. Fitting, not so great. I'll let you make the call. But they do look good now they're in, let's be honest. Anyway, guys, that's it for another episode. It's been a long one, and it's been a long one in the making. 6 weeks, I think, it's been between visits. So
Yes.
it's been an effort. But Gary, thank you so much for your help,
Oh,
mate.
it's a pleasure anytime.
And I'll see you in a couple of weeks going camping.
Woohoo! No way.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. Leave us a comment down below. Do you think I'm being too harsh on OCAM? Let us know in the comments below. As always, like, subscribe, etc. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
No filter.